Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are in now 2019 and Happy New Year to everybody. And this is one of our back-to-back videos on paracord bracelets. So this one here is going to be on the evolution, or what I call evolution of paracord bracelets from my own personal collection. So we'll jump right into it. This one here is one that got me kind of started into it. It's from a friend of mine that I used to work at with Walmart, and he made it up, and I told him what colors, red and black, because those are my school colors. And so I had told him what colors to make it. He made it. I told him I'd pay him for it, and he said, "Nah, don't worry about it, man." He goes, "You can have it." I said, "Okay, cool." I loved it, and I wore it for a long time. Got it dirty, of course. And then I just kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever, put it aside and kept it forever. But I did like that it had a whistle on it. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool. Well, then I met my girlfriend, and then I decided I'd get her one of these that we found on Amazon. We got a 2-pack of them for, I believe it was $8. And so I thought, okay, cool. Well, the first thing that I did was I was curious on how the heck did they weave it, and I was wondering what kind of weave and all the other stuff, but mainly, would this actually start a fire? Does this work? And then also, does a whistle work? But also, the main thing was the compass. And for the longest time, it will not point north. It'll point like east or west. It'll be like 90 degrees off. And I thought to myself, well, in a survival situation, you don't want that compass to be off even 20 degrees at most. Well, 5 degrees at most, because then you're going to be wandering around in circles or you're going to be way off track. So this is the last remaining one because I took the other one apart to see if it actually was worthy of taking apart, and I wanted to make sure it was going to work. So this is the last one that survived. And so anyways, so this is the one that kind of got me started into doing paracord bracelets myself. So then I bought a speedy jig, and I'll leave the link in the description below. And then this is one that one of our first ones that we made with the speedy jig, and then with these little tiny buckles. And they're little 3/8" plastic buckles, and then we learned how to do the what they call cobra weave. So with that being said, then we're like, okay, well, now that we understand how to weave, we understand how to make it, let's dive into something bigger, badder, and something we can make and sell and go from there. So then that turned into this here. So this one's got a real nice compass on top. It's also got the whistle right here. It's got the ferrule rod, much bigger ferrule rod, and a steel scraper there. Plus this red stuff, as you can tell in here, this is pear tinder, and I'll leave a description or a link in the comments below. And that is pear tinder that I gutted out of some paracord, and what it is, I ran 12 inches all the way down here, all the way through here, and then I ended up, you can see the little strands right here. You can see little strands right here, and I ended it right here. So all this way, there's 12 inches all the way up and down in here for starting fires. So what we did is we ended up making these for craft fairs that we're going to here in the Pacific Northwest. And we made them budget friendly for kids, for teenagers. So these we sell for $12 a piece, which we think is very well priced for the paracord, for the buckle, for the compass, and for the fire tinder that we have inside. So then, of course, while we're making these, my brain is thinking, okay, what can I build bigger, badder for our personal selves? So being that these two are ones that we sell, I wanted to make something kind of our own design, of our own class that we could carry ourselves. So this is one that I made for both her and I, using her company colors. We use the same compass that we use on the other ones over here. So we use the same compass, and then we use these super massive 1/2 inch diameter ferro rods that you can get from Type 3 products on Amazon.com. Well, then instead of the normal flat buckle like that, I went with a curved buckle like that, so it fit the wrist a little bit better. And I was like, okay, well that's cool, especially when we're wearing these every day. And then I added on these Ranger bands, which Ranger bands are nothing more than a bicycle inner tube. And I'll take one off real quick to show you. And there's probably a million videos online about Ranger bands, and there are millions of uses. But anyways, so that's all that it is a bicycle inner tube. Okay. So I thought, okay, cool. We'll make these up. We wore them. And then, of course, like anything else, it's like, okay, what can I make that's better than that? So then I decided to go all out and buy one with a sun toe compass. And this one points true north every time, never had a problem. The only problem I had was when I was in a very high metal area, like my workshop at work, where it doesn't like metal and and magnets everywhere, so it goes crazy. But I still incorporated the same buckle as this one here, but I wanted to upgrade the compass from a cheaper one here to a nice $20 one. And I know a lot of guys and gals are looking at the screen going, well, why didn't you put this on with this one here and cut out all this other stuff? Well, therein lies the problem, is just this compass is worth more than this whole bracelet. So for me to do something like this on that, now you're talking about a $30 range, because this is 20, this is 5, and then another couple bucks for the buckle and the paracord. To make any profit, you'd be at $30, so it'd be almost, I can't say triple the amount, but way over double the price of this one. So I knew that wasn't going to be an option for people like kids or adults that want to have a real nice paracord bracelet that would be a survival one. That's budget friendly. So here comes 2018 around, and for Christmas I decided to go all out, and I wanted to make something super awesome for my girlfriend and I. So I went on to wazoo.com and I ordered up this clamshell compass. This one here was just 15 bucks just for the compass. And then I also ordered up their buckle. So here's their buckle, and it does have a little ferro rod right here, and it has the whistle, and it has a ceramic blade right here to scrape or whatever. And the coolest thing about it is it also has a little mirror right here. So you have a mirror. The one thing that I really like about all of it is that it is curved. So it is curved like the predecessor one that I had over here. So I don't know if you can tell that or not, but it is curved. Versus if you look at this one here, it is very flat. So if you look at, in comparison, if you were to hold these up together, you could tell the difference between, if you can see that or not, you can see the difference between how this one's got a flatter bottom than this one here. This one's more what I would call natural circle. This one's more like a D, or yeah, if I hold it right, it's more like a D because of its design, versus that one's more like an O. So what that did for me is I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go back online, I'm going to order up these. But then I thought, well, in the idea of making these, I want to go from what I had here and or here, and I wanted to change it from a horizontal platform to vertical. Now, I want people to leave in the comments below whether or not you think this is a better idea or this is a better idea. In my opinion, I changed over to this one. This is my first ever bracelet that I did this modification to. Reason being is I was thinking about trying to start a fire. I'm thinking that holding on to the bracelet like this and trying to strike a fire like this is going to be a lot easier than trying to hold on to the bracelet like this, or trying to squeeze the bracelet and trying to strike it with a knife or a sharp object to get your sparks, let alone maybe cutting your paracord right here. So leave in the comments below what you think of this. I think this may be what I do in the future from now on, just because it's turned that way. And I've been wearing them for a couple weeks now, so it's not, I haven't felt any change difference as far as this way versus the other way, the old way, as I would call it. But the other thing that I did is I also incorporated what we did with the ones for sale, and I put the paratinder in there just like I would with the ones that we sell. But since this one's my own personal custom one, I decided to put 3 feet of paratinder back and forth, so when we're out in the woods and we do need a way to start fire and we do have tinder, we have 3 feet wrapped back and forth in this thing continuously back and forth. And that's what I really like about this one, is that I can go all day back and forth with the paracord. It looks sweet, the compass is dead on accurate, and the big thing that I wanted different about versus the Suntoe versus the one that I got at Wazoo is that you can tell the difference just in the fact that this one has a clamshell, as they call it, cover. I like that just because it keeps it clean, keeps all the dirt off, all the dust off, the grime. And I do like that both of these are or do have the reflective stuff, so it glows in the dark after you have them exposed to sunlight. So these both do their job of pointing north. They're both really accurate. This one was $20, this one was $15. I call them pretty much equal because this one does have a movable bezel that does move around. So that feature is real nice versus this one, of course, has the clamshell. So to me, I call it almost a wash if you don't count the price. But in my opinion, just this one here, the green one I got in my hands, is about $50 is what I figure by the time you count the compass, you count the buckle, because the compass was 15, the buckle was 5. By the time you count another $5 for the ferrule rod, by the time you count the paratinder, that was another $5 to get a hold of it. And then by the time you figure the time to get all the material, shipping, and then the paracord itself was another couple bucks. And then in about an hour it took me to weave one of these up, they're $50. So this is an item to where I would not sell, but I did make one each for my girlfriend and I because I wanted to have the best of the best, and not saying anything bad about the previous ones out here, but I wanted to take some of the features that were on some of these and I wanted to make them better. And I know Wazoo does make some pretty awesome, pretty sweet survival bracelets out there. And I do know that they do make some awesome stuff, and that's where I did purchase the buckle and the compass from. But I wanted to make one that had a super monster ferrule rod on it, and I wanted to make it on my own design that fit her and I perfectly. And that was our Christmas presents to each other for 2018. But this is what I would call my ultimate one, and I call it the evolution of paracord bracelets because that's what I believe this has all become, is just an evolving thing that's led into something better. And I'm not going to say that this is the final product, but I'm going to be a long time thinking of how I can improve this to make it better, to make it awesome, and to make it any more radical without getting into the triple digit numbers on price and everything else. So anyways, that's the video. So as you can tell, I have quite the multitude of them, and they all do the job of, from here up anyways, of doing survival. And then of course you got the smaller ones down here, and this is what started it all off. And that's where I'm ending at right now, is ending with this one here. That is my, what I call the ultimate survival bracelet. That to me just makes sense because it works, it has multi-functions, has a way to start fire, you have tinder, everything on your wrist. And I know some people are sitting here saying, oh, I could do it cheaper. Well, you go buy all the products, you go spend the time getting everything, shipping and everything, and it's going to cost you just exactly what it cost me. So, but if you do want something premium quality, I do believe in getting everything in the USA. Wazoo makes everything here in the US. So, anyways, there it is. So, you guys have a great day or night, whatever time you're viewing this. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you for watching.